Carrie, it's good to be with you on this first part of our educational series. And I think today what we're going to talk about goal planning in general, but we're going to get a little specific around investing for financial goals and how you can make them sticky. So kick us off. Give me some key tips for making sticky financial goals.
Right. Well, I don't think it has to be financial goals. I think it can be any goal. We're coming up on the beginning of the year, and what do we always have at the beginning of the year?
I'm going to make a New Year's resolution.
Right. And how often do New Year's resolutions stick?
Almost never.
Okay. So how are we going to make a sticky goal? Obviously, we go to strategic coach, and there's all these different types of things on how to make goals sticks. And one of the first things is what impact does this goal really have on your financial future? Or maybe it's a weight goal, maybe it's a training goal, maybe it's a save money goal. So, what impact are you really looking for? So, let's give me an example of a goal.
I want to save $45,000.
Okay, so that's a very broad goal. So,
Yes.
what is the purpose of this goal?
To purchase a car for my daughter.
So, what is the importance of that goal?
To provide her safety, to provide me confidence so that she can get back and forth to school and do the things that she needs to do in her personal life. And again, just to have more confidence about the vehicle she's driving and the newness of it, that it won't break down, and the safety of it, that it'll keep her safe.
And what is the ideal outcome?
The ideal outcome would be that I purchase this car in 6 months at the time that I feel like it's good timing for when she's going to need it.
What is the success criteria of saving this $45,000?
Oh, the success criteria that I have the 45,000 in time to buy the vehicle, which is a Volvo XC40. I've already done all the research. I want to get the light hybrid, so it's got a little bit of battery to help with mileage, but not the full gas and not the full electric. I've already priced them out. They're about anywhere between 55 and 60, but I've got a trade in from her first car. I've already done the Kelly Blue Book on both of them. So I have my knowledge. I know exactly what I need. I need 45,000.
You need $45,000. Okay, great. So there you've determined like what kind of impact would this goal be, right? And you've already outlined the importance, the purpose, the ideal outcome, and what success looks like. Instead of, I just want to save $45,000, right?
Well, and I think you're doing two things. You're making it measurable, you're making it time bound, you're making it very
Smart.
targeted. At the same time, you're asking the why, because by being very specific about the why, it's a lot easier to stick to saving the money.
Correct. And so we're also making it a SMART goal. So a SMART goal is going to be specific, measurable, attainable or achievable, realistic, and time bound. So we have all of those flavors in there so that you can really focus on achieving that goal. Then the next thing we do in some of our decision making is we take this vision of this goal and the result that we want. And every time that we set out to go do something, most often, it's not a linear path. There might be something that's going to get in the way. So, part of making goals stick, and this goes back to psychology, you're going to identify any obstacles. Give me an obstacle that would
It
prevent
comes
this
up that
from
I need money
achieving.
for and I don't have it.
What is a strategy to combat against that?
Have an emergency account first.
And what's another obstacle?
My spending habits might get in the way of my saving habits.
So, what is a strategy for that?
Don't put myself in positions to spend money. Don't open the Amazon account. Don't go to the mall. Don't go to
You,
Vegas.
you could set up an automatic sweep from your bank account every month to automate your decision.
Automate.
Another obstacle could be finding the exact car that you want. And what's a strategy for that?
Mine is to go online and find exactly what I want before I even go out shopping.
Right.
In the past,
Another
I've ordered cars before.
another could be not getting enough for the trade. And so what would be a strategy for that?
Sell my car outright because the dealers aren't giving me what I want.
You could also make sure that the car is clean, that any scratches are buffed out, that it's in really good shape, especially after somebody who's had it since they were 15 and now 19, so 4 years. So a lot of times what we find is that we run into these obstacles without having pre-planned for them. And we have decision fatigue, and it's not another decision that we want to make. So when we already have those obstacles all lined out and strategies to overcome them, the decision has already been made. And so that's very helpful when it comes to staying on track to your goals.
Well, and it's interesting when we're talking about this type of goal setting for something as simple as a car purchase. We have clients that are trying to leverage business assets or find alternative lending or capital in order to expand or add on to a business. And boy, you get to what all the obstacles are in that category and what you're going to do if you don't get it done. And so I think one of the things that you're getting to with SMART goals, and it doesn't matter how elaborate, we have to have all of our obstacles lined out and what we're going to do if that particular challenge isn't achievable. Like, how do we shift gears and go to the next thing? The bigger the goal, the more complexity, the more downlines you're going to have of what's next, what's next, what's next until we achieve it. And it's pretty rare that we're not able to get a solution.
So, I mean, one thing you identify is a lot of times a goal seems very large. Like, how do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time.
From here, I think you would prioritize your tasks and take your top three. Think, what can I do? What are the top three tasks I can do to get this ball rolling on this goal? Let's utilize another one is say, you want to build muscle. You want to put on 5 pounds of muscle over the next 6 months. So the first thing you can do is hire a trainer. Block out my calendar for 3 hours a week to work out and
Eat more protein.
eat
Take your
those.
team.
Right. It's all these little actions that you take, and it goes back to that book called Habit Stacking. You don't have to create this big, massive habit. You can do tiny little habits that over time will build and progress into this goal.
I still think the thing that makes any goal more achievable is having the why before you start and being very, very detailed and going to depth. If somebody's going to quit drinking or quit smoking, something that's been a habit for a long time, you better know your why. I want to be around longer. I want to try my best to avoid cancer. I want my kids to have a good model. I don't want my grandkids to ever know that I had this behavior, or paint the picture as deep as you can because there's going to be days when you don't want to stay on track.
Right.
Same thing
And
with finance.
100%. Like drinking for me is I just want to sleep and I don't sleep anymore if I have a glass of wine. So it's not even worth it anymore. And then I remember the why and it's not worth it. I think those are important. And if you don't have the why and or if it's superficial, then I think it's much more prohibitive to achieve your goals.
So to summarize what we've talked about then, the key is to have a SMART goal, smart, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-bound goal. Build your why, identify any obstacles, and who or what you're going to use to get around that obstacle.
Yeah. And then schedule your first 3 actions.
How you start, the art of
Right.
the start.
The art of the start. Whether it's financial goals or health goals, family goals, whatever it is, we hope these little tips and tricks help you in your 2026 year of life. And we can't wait to be a part of that with you.
We look forward to it.